Hey guys, it's Jason here with ACS. We're going to talk a little bit today about some refrigerant changes that we've got coming to our industry at the beginning of 2025. The EPA decided that the refrigerant that we've been using for the last 15 years or so, which is R410A, is not as great as it was 15 years ago. And so it's eating holes in the ozone layer and causing problems that they didn't think it was going to cause. We just did this back 15 years ago. We got rid of R22 and we brought in R410A because it was the latest, greatest, thing that was going to help us all live longer. The new refrigerants coming out, they are called A2L refrigerants, which means that they are mildly flammable. Nothing to be worried about there. All this stuff is sealed within your air conditioning system. It's not going to catch your house on fire. What it does mean is that it's going to cause all the manufacturing facilities, the people that make the actual air conditioning equipment, they've got to retool their whole factory. All this extra engineering is going in, all these new products that they've got to build. So what do you think that does? That drives the price of everything up. I know you're tired of hearing that this is going up and that's going up, inflation this, inflation that, but we got a little bit more coming for you in the HVAC world. So there's going to be two different refrigerants that everybody's going to be using. One is going to be R454B. That is the refrigerant that all people are going to be using. When I say people, the manufacturing facilities. Then there is another one, it's R32. And there's one particular manufacturing facility that's going to be using that one primarily. That one is Goodman. Pretty much everybody else, Trane, Carrier, American Standard, Coleman, all the other ones other than Goodman and Daikin are going to be using the R454B. We're going to get trained in all this. Most of your heating and air conditioning companies, they've known that this is coming for a while. They've already been training their technicians and getting up to date on it. This is for you, the customer, just so we let you know what's going on here, what to be ready for. Come January 1, the manufacturers are not going to be able to put the R410A, which is the older Freon, the Freon we're using now. They're not going to be putting that into the systems anymore. They're going to be putting the R454B or the R32 in. Pretty much, if you need a new system now, if your system's 15 years old or even older than that, or if you've been having some troubles with it in the past few years, you might want to at least just give us or somebody a call to come out and look at it and say, yeah, it might be better off for you to go ahead and upgrade now so you don't have to worry about the woes going into the new refrigerant change. When we go into that new refrigerant change, of course there's going to be some hiccups and some things like that, but it won't take us long to get over all that. We do have to buy some new tools. All the new systems are going to come with a refrigerant detection system built into it. That's going to be an extra cost. They're saying that that's probably going to be somewhere in the $200 to $300 extras on every system. And we're hearing that we're going to be somewhere in the 10 to 20% higher range on all of our new systems from the factory. So you probably got a couple questions. So what if you don't replace your system before all this goes on, and next year, March, even into 2026, there are still systems running R22 out there that were done away with 15, 20 years ago. The R410A that is in your system that you have now, they're not just going to quit making it overnight. They're going to still be making it. Now, the government, EPA, does have what they call a phase down plan in that, and they've got every so many years they're going to cut the production in that. I'm not sure what the numbers are on that. I don't even know if they've released them yet, but if it's anything like what they did for R22, what they'll do is they'll cut production of any R410A refrigerant by 25% every 2 to 3 years. What that does is that is going to drive the cost of R410A up a little bit because we have supply and demand that starts coming into that. No worries, if you have a system that's R410A and you just put it in, the warranty's still good on it, everything's fine. They're still going to continue to make parts for it for the next 15 or 20 years. So no worries about that if you just replace the system, or if you're thinking about going ahead and replacing your system now before the new refrigerant comes in. So we're still going to be carrying around R410A for you for the next 10 to 15 years. Some of those, the price of R410A will start to probably ease up in the next 5 to 6 years if it goes anything like it did whenever they phased out R22. We didn't start seeing the R22 prices just get crazy high until it was probably 10 to 12 years in. They're still going to be making parts. They're still going to be making the R410A refrigerant, and we're still going to be out there doing it. Now, I will tell you this, there are going to be some heating and air conditioning companies out there that are going to use some scare tactics, and they're going to try to tell you, oh, they don't make that refrigerant anymore, or oh, they don't do this. When somebody tells you that, the best thing to do is just get a second opinion. If you think that you may benefit from going ahead and changing out your system now, you might want to just look into it. Most companies, including us, don't charge for a estimate to come out and give you some solutions to any problems that you may have. There are also a whole lot of specials going on right now, financing specials. So now will be a great time to check into that if that's something that you're interested in. The main thing here is just know that we are having a change coming, and it's going to cost you some more money, and it's going to cost us some money along with it, because we've got to buy a lot of new tools to go along with it. Come January 1st, if you buy a new heating and air conditioning system, you are going to be getting this new refrigerant, and there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to do what the government tells us to do. I'm just here to let you know that this is going on. If you want to do something about it prior to that, then give us a call or a click, and we'll see you next time.